What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Hope you have a good day today. Today, I want to discuss more from a business aspect of Bandai Namco and really the time that we're in right now and why I feel like this is one of the greatest times to be in as far as a Dragon Ball gaming community since the times of the Budokai and the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Guys, that giveaway is live. That link is in the description box below. Go check that out. Enter in for December's giveaway. That drawing will be held. It'll end. The last day will be 31st of December. The drawing will be held on the 1st of January. Also, if you're looking for a great gaming chair, check out eWin Racing's lineup of gaming chairs. Don't forget to use promo code DMGaming for that 25% off. That link is also in the description box below. So, guys, back when I started, I grew up with regular Nintendo, Atari, and stuff like that, and I remember when I became a Dragon Ball fan, the first thing you look for is a video game. And there were games out. Like I told you, one of my favorite at the time was Super Butoden 2 on the SNES, and also, or Super Butoden 2 and 3 were really good in my opinion. And Legend of the Super Saiyan was really good. Never had a chance to play the Legacy of Goku series. We couldn't afford a Game Boy Advance, and it was 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls, and then my parents, so money wasn't at that disposal for things like that. So, later years pass, PlayStation 1 comes out, and I remember Ultimate Battle 22. I remember Dragon Ball Z Final Bout or Dragon Ball Final Bout. Games like that, Hyper Dimension on the SNES. I played all of those games, and they were all good for the time. Looking back, not so much. But the thing that really jumped out at me was whenever PlayStation 2 came out and they started coming out with the Dragon Ball Z Budokai series. And then to rival that, and this was it was produced by Atari at the time. It wasn't Bandai Namco at the time, it was Atari. And then they came out with Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, Budokai Tenkaichi. And these two games competed with each other. Very similar style. Actually, they were the same type of games. Tenkaichi kind of set the mode a little bit different than Budokai did. But for the most part, they were games that competed with each other. And for the first time in Dragon Ball gaming history for me, we had competition. And when competition, it forces these developers to make better quality games and things of that nature because of the good games that was out there. And I think it hit its climax, or it's, that climax with Budokai 3. And in my opinion, Ultimate Tenkaichi, not Ultimate Tenkaichi, that game was, oh my God, it had potential, it was horrible. But Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and Budokai 3 were, in my opinion, the top of those games. Now, a lot of people don't talk much about Infinite World, but that one was really a Budokai 4. People always ask for Budokai 4. That's what Infinite World was, but it didn't get a lot of attention because at that time the PlayStation 3 was out, and you had Burst Limit and games like that coming out on the PlayStation 3, the Rage and Blast series and stuff like that. And that was a good time too. But notice when we moved to the PlayStation 3 era, we didn't have that competition for Dragon Ball games. Why? Because Burst Limit and Rage and Blast came out at various different times. And then Ultimate Tenkaichi came out, but it was pretty much a flop. There was a lot of potential with the way the super attacks and stuff like that were, but it didn't live up to the hype. Although it did give us a glimpse at create a character for the first time in a Dragon Ball Z game, which was really dope. Well, aside from Dragon Ball Online, but as far as console games, we got to finally create a character, and that potential was dope. But that potential wasn't realized fully until Dragon Ball Xenoverse came out. Now, backing up to the PlayStation 3, Ultimate Tenkaichi, then you had Battle of Z, which was a little bit different. You had a little different mode. Now, all those games were great in their own rates, but the reason why I bring up the Budokai and the Ultimate Tenkaichi series is because those games were out at the same time. These other games came out separated with years between them and stuff like that. And so we lived in a time with Budokai and the Budokai Tenkaichi series where there was competition. And it's great to have competition. I come from a Madden background, football, sports, gaming background and stuff like that. And this was back when you would have NBA Live and 2K competing. This is back when you would have EA Sports, 989 Sports, and Sega even competing, all having games out and at the same time. And guys, if you know gaming, you know that competition is great for gaming because, like I said, it forces these publishers and developers to put out a great quality product. What happens when that doesn't happen is kind of like EA Sports with Madden right now. There's no other game developer, publisher that can make a NFL licensed football game. And so EA's gotten really lazy with the product, and it shows. A lot of people are upset, and that's why I'm excited about now. I'm super excited about now because I look to my left and we have Dragon Ball Fighters. I look to my right, we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And I look forward and we got coming at us Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I look behind me, we got Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Guys, everywhere you look, there is a Dragon Ball game out now. And the difference between now as opposed to back then with Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi is that all of these games are different genres. Yes, and if you're a true gamer, I ain't gonna say a true gamer. Every gamer has their favorite genre of games to play. Some of us love fighting games. Some of us love action adventure games. Some of us love those 3D arena fighters. Some of us love the turn-based style games. And being a Dragon Ball fan nowadays, you literally, when Kakarot releases, you will literally have a game in just about every genre that you can imagine. And so it's really exciting because you look at Fighters. Fighters is a very good game. I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games like that, only because there's a lot of skill involved and a lot of time that's needed to dedicate to actually learning the combos and stuff like that. I love it. I love the look of the game. I love the way the game plays and stuff like that. But the fighting part, I don't want to devote my time to learning that. If I did, that's different. I don't want to. Then you have a bridge. You have a bridge in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It's somewhat of a fighter. It's somewhat of a RPG exploration kind of deal. That's a mixture, a minuscule amount of both put together into a game. And once you cross that bridge, you get over into the RPG side with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And then, of course, Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, where you have that card game, turn-based style kind of thing going on, where you still have the hub world and things like that. Guys, there's a game in every genre. So Dragon Ball fans, we need to be excited. And Bandai Namco knows exactly what they're doing. They're capitalizing on the market. They're capitalizing on the fact that Dragon Ball is extremely popular. And largely in part because, number one, it's always been popular, but whenever Dragon Ball Super came back out, things really took off for the Dragon Ball community. So much so that they even have a Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And they had it last year as well. Now, it's always been big in Tokyo, but or not in Japan and stuff like that. But it's really getting more prominent here in Western culture to the point where they even put out the movies in English and stuff like that. I mean, it's growing. Anime has always been popular, but back then when I was in school and stuff, you was kind of looked at as a geek or a nerd. I didn't care. I loved anime, and I love it even more now, because now it's not looked at as, oh, you're a geek or a nerd because you like anime. You come to find out that even the toughest people, oh man, I like anime. It's like, what? You like anime? Yeah, man, I like this, I like this, I like that, and like that. And so it's not something that's kind of tabooish behind the curtain kind of thing anymore. It's something that's up front, out in your face. And Western culture is embracing it, man. And I'm super excited to be alive in this day and time to see this. God willing, I get to see Dragon Ball Z Kakarot come out. I get to play the game and enjoy it and live out its lifespan and many more games after that. But like I said, Bandai is doing a really intelligent thing and capitalizing on the market, and they're spreading Dragon Ball to all genres of games, well, aside from sports games. But even in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, you can play baseball. So you know what I'm saying? It's just awesome, and I like the way that things are, and I'm just happy, guys. I'm happy to be here in this day and time with these types of games. So in the comment section down below, let me know, what is your favorite genre of game? And is there a genre of game that you would like to see a Dragon Ball game made in that's not being made or out right now? But guys, that's all I have for today's video. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.